All right. Hi, guys. Thanks for watching Kamicast. And my name is Luke Lahens. And joining with me is Ishmael Williams.
His guest star, Ishmael
Yeah,
Williams.
yeah, guest star. So yeah, this is a new a new phase that we're going through with the show. So right now we got a couple of subjects to talk about. So today, as you all know, that we Halo 4 is already here. So I'm very excited.
Yeah, it's finally here.
It's finally here, so we got stuff to talk about. So
Yeah, we're probably going to be focusing on the multiplayer, which is obviously the big deal, other than the Forerunner story. But I guess that's something we can cover later. The multiplayer really is, I guess, what most of you guys want to hear about. Starting with the game modes, they're going to have this.
continue.
Yeah.
Discontinue.
Starting with the game modes, mostly unchanged. Basically, you're going to be seeing the same stuff, except guess what? No firefight.
Oh.
That's stupid.
It is.
That's stupid. Firefight was basically kind of a horde mode for people who were really interested into that thing. I don't see why they would take that out. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, to me, I like. Let me tell you something. Like I know myself. I never played Reach myself, but if I had the opportunity, I would love to get myself into playing Firefight in Halo 4. But now hearing this, I'm like, why? Why do you have to take that out?
Yeah, no.
I'll then when I was just before filming, I'm like, sorry, what did I just read?
Yeah.
I'm like, that ruins Halo, just the game itself, Halo, because then again, it sucks. And now the game kind of, I don't want to say sucks, but it just.
No, it's still a great game. Obviously, the multiplayer's still there.
Yeah.
Storyline's still there. It's finishing up. It's finishing the fight as they've always been putting it.
Yeah.
And
But so it's still going to continue.
it'll just be missing that one game mode. A lot of people that's going to be a stickler point for a lot of people. But I don't think it'll stump the sales. No, this is a big AAA title. It's gonna stampede through and it's gonna make some sales. That's really what it's gonna do.
Oh, definitely too. Like just the way I see it, like everybody's favorite character, and the story. Like a lot of people are gonna be open with the story because most of them are fans from the beginning. So to me, the Forerunner. The Forerunner. I know it's like a new thing with the Halo universe. So yeah, that's.
Oh yeah, it's always been in the lore. It's always been there, but it just hasn't been actually active. It hasn't been something they've presented. The Forerunners, obviously, being at the very beginning of all this, hence the name Forerunner.
Yeah.
But this is the first game they're actually being introduced to the series.
Yeah.
Visually.
Visually, yeah.
And as part of the storyline.
Oh yeah, definitely too. So no multiplayer. I know the multiplayer, like you said, there's going to be a couple. There's been a couple things like I think there was a cool shield that you can now walk in instead of the bubble shield.
Yeah. Speaking of new content that's actually happening in the multiplayer game, Forerunner weapons. I hear there aren't that many actually. Just a few more more weapons added to the game as far as they're concerned. Although a lot of I was looking at some gameplay footage. A lot of the games or a lot of the guns actually do have this nice fresh look to it. The graphics really did get an update. And it looks fantastic in my opinion. Even on the 6-year-old or 7-year-old system, the Xbox or yeah.
All right, cool. I might as well give it a shot. At some point maybe rent it, but of course I can't buy it because because little money issues here. So
As usual, everyone's dealing with that.
Yeah, of course with the economy. So I'm gonna have to see about it, and I'll talk.
See if it's worth our time.
Yeah, see if it's worth our time. So me and Ishmael will be playing, and we'll talk to you more of our opinions, see if we like it, dislike it, why we hate it, and why we like it. So
yeah, what they brought new to the table, what they really did to make this fourth installment of the game, worth your $60. $60 is becoming a big number for people these days.
Yeah.
It's just so much money. It seems like it's becoming more and more. It isn't, but as wallets get tighter, people are just more careful about the games they're buying. So Halo 4 really needs to bring it.
Yeah, it leaves a hole in my wallet, so I can't do it. Sorry. So about that, we really got over with Halo 4. So now, what's next?
Yeah, the next topic that we wanted to talk about was Walking Dead Season 3, Episode 4.
I love it. Yes.
Got some big things going on here. Some really important things have been brewing for like a season now.
Yeah, just for a season, it's been there since October?
Since like early of Season 2.
Oh, yeah.
Early Season 2.
I mean, Season 2 just finished up this year? Yeah, I think.
Yeah, it just finished up.
Yeah, it just finished. Yeah, it just
We're
finished.
right into Season 3.
Yeah, we're now in Season 3 already. And now, like of course, how many of the seasons you've watched? So is it just first or second only?
Yeah, no, I haven't actually moved into the third one yet, but I am aware. I am aware of what's actually happening in the newest episode.
Oh yeah, I know.
As of what's going on.
I know you don't like to be spoiled by this, and
Yeah, no, it's fine. Go ahead. For the
and,
people who have seen it.
yeah, for you guys that have seen it, I would say that it's a good season, and for comic book readers that loved it, you're gonna be disappointed with how it's gonna turn out. So
I feel like people who always read the book first always see the movie and they're just like, oh, it wasn't as good. It was. I don't really understand why they had to do that. Well, yeah, of course they had to take a book that takes you like multiple hours to finish and just put it into an hour and 45-minute movie. Of course, it's going to have some drawbacks, some things that are taken out. So people who read the comic, Walking Dead, might not appreciate the show as much. They might not like the way they did some of the things.
Yeah, and to me, I like the show. I mean, I the only small gripes I see about the show, Ishmael, is like, well, when they done it, I felt like when in this first season, like in the first season, I felt like they didn't follow up exactly what went out with the comic.
No, they didn't. I read the very first comic that had come out for it, and I saw how it was and wasn't relevant to the actual series.
Yeah.
And I mean, to be honest, even with its differences, I love the first season of Walking Dead. I mean, I think like as far as zombie stories are concerned, and all the ones out there that are plain or boring or too straightforward, this one really hits the mark for me.
Oh yeah, like I always felt like with this one, like I do like the show. Though there are some small gripes that small gripes about it. And like, I wish they should have just done is like, they like I don't know why would change big changes with it though. But then again, I really got it over with already, so it's like it's no big deal. So thing with season 3 episode 4 is that pretty much the Lori does die on this one, and of course just like the comic book says too, she does die on it as well. So pretty much Carl shot Lori. So yeah,
that's what happened. Man.
Yeah, that's what happened because Carl figured out that she was gonna turn into one of these people. So if she were to die,
one of these zombies.
Yeah.
So she was infected.
Yeah.
Something serious must have really happened.
Oh yeah. So definitely like. It's something like I wasn't expecting having Carl shoot Lori. I'm like, what?
That's the thing though. They just trusted Carl too much with those weapons. That really, when it first started, the guy's just a kid. Like, what are you gonna give him a gun and expect him to be responsible about that?
Yeah, like it's like when right after the ends of like almost a couple of episodes of season 2, it's like, here's son, this is your responsibility now, okay? Because you have to stand up and be a man, okay? You're no kid anymore. So, and like you're no kid anymore. Come on, this guy's still young. All right, I wouldn't expect my own child to have the guns like, here's son, it's your responsibility now, okay? You have to stand up and become a man. I'm like, I'm sorry, I would not do that to my own son like that too. But then again, the way it was and the way the setting is right now, it's a apocalyptic setting. So, yeah. So
things are gonna happen like that. Things are gonna go down. Things are gonna go way wrong.
It is. So it's still a good show. I'm still keeping it up every other week. So I mean, enough said.
Yeah.
Just enough said, because I know we only got a couple minutes away. So before I get some things done, so I know we have the Star Wars thing that's so big.
We have basically 2 more things to cover.
Mm-hmm.
That is basically what's going on with the Wii U. It's going to release this month.
Yeah.
And Disney buys Star Wars. Darth Vader hooks up with a princess. I don't know. I don't know what to expect anymore. They're making more movies. That's ridiculous. They're making more movies. That's ridiculous. They're making more movies. That's ridiculous. Like I don't feel like it needed any more movies.
No.
But if that's the way it's gonna be, then we'll see what happens.
You get Ishmael. I would say if you want to look into the future of Star Wars, read the fan fiction novels, and that's all you can do.
I don't really trust the fan fiction novels. I don't know. Like that's why they're fan fiction. I'm not sure how well written they are. Like I'm sure there are some guys out there that write some really good content. But I don't know exactly what to expect going into a fan fiction, especially since we're only reading, we're not actually seeing the production values of a huge AAA movie.
Yeah, absolutely too. So yeah, if you guys just ignore the background, just people walking in. So, anyways.
Yeah, no big deal. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, no worry about it. But yeah, to me, I just don't know what to expect with this series now, since now Disney
owns it. Yeah, like where are they going to take the series next? Apparently, the Star Wars game show is going, movies are not going to have any previous ties to the original characters, original storyline, anything. It's just going to exist in the same universe.
Yeah, that's right. Like, yeah, I think there was something you read on the internet that you said about George Harris, like, who's that? Harrison Ford had said something about.
Oh God, Harrison Ford, that guy, this guy, Harrison Ford, he's fantastic. I never knew about this, but the line where Leia says that she loves him and Han Solo just says, "I know." That was improvised by the actor Harrison Ford. He just said that out on the whim. The original line was, "I love you too," but he just went out there and he just said, "I know," which is just a just a show of how good of an actor he was in that role, and it's fantastic. I feel like that was way better when he made that joke. It's hilarious.
Yeah, and to me, that's why he got the role of Indiana Jones. So that's probably why.
Yeah, it's probably why he's just such a fantastic actor.
Yeah. So I mean, for that, like, episode 7, 8, 9, and now how many trailers are going to be making? Come on, Disney. Please.
I know. I feel like it had its run. It doesn't need to get stretched any further. It doesn't. We don't need to pull it out. But I mean, it's Disney. They're a group of creative minds. We'll see what happens.
Look at this both ways. First of all, there's going to be older fans that don't want this. Okay, there's going to be newer fans that say, "Man, actually, that would be awesome to expand the universe." But I just don't want to see any more.
There's only so much you can do in that universe before you just run it into the ground. It's just too much. Before you just ruined it.
It's like, please, no more. And now, of course, Lucas. Who's gonna be blamed for this? I guess George Lucas.
I mean, he's going into retirement. He decided to sell off his business for $4.3 billion. Count them, $4.3 billion. Bought by the CEO of Disney, for the intellectual property of Star Wars. And I mean, you can't screw that up. Like, you have to go up from here. You cannot screw up Star Wars any more than it can. Like, it's such a good story. It's such a good universe.
Oh yeah.
I really don't want Disney to blow this up, and I think they know that. I think they know what's on the line.
I mean, I will watch 7, but I just hope they don't ruin the story this much. After now they've already bought it. But I'll tell you something. There was an early interview after George Lucas made his final film, Red Tails. It's a World War II movie.
Right, Red Tails. I remember that.
No, you've seen it? Okay.
Oh, I've heard about it.
You've heard about it?
I didn't see it.
It's about pretty much blacks in World War II. So pretty much that's about African Americans going and fighting the troops in Germany, pretty much.
Uh-huh.
So it's a pretty cool movie. You guys see it sometime. So I won't be rambling about it since we don't got too much time on the tape.
Yeah.
But it's really good. So pretty much there was an interview it was said by George Lucas, and and this is what he says, like, a lot of people begged so much for me to do a Star Wars film now, and that maybe it's time to let go of the series as it is, because there's a lot of fan pressure, which the interview, what he said on early interview. So I'm like, well, I guess this is how he feels, and I guess this is his time. So who knows?
I don't know. I mean, he's old. The series is done.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess it could still technically be continued, and it can still technically not be terrible. But stick a fork in it, it's done.
Yeah, and that's how I feel. But I will watch it and see how it is. And if they ruin it just like they ruined the fourth movie in the Crystal Skull, I don't know.
We'll see.
Yeah.
And last